Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love what you're doing. With those words in mind, do not be fearful of tasks you have ahead of you, as no one can fail you but yourself. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Audrey Williams. Stay tuned as we unfold the pages.
The Government of Jamaica and its partners invites you to be part of the 7th Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean, November 1 to 4. Tune into this station and watch the opening and closing ceremonies, as well as select sessions on the Ministry of Local Government's Facebook page, the JIS website and YouTube channel. Hear how the region is building resilient economies in the Americas and the Caribbean for you, for now, and for the future.
This week on Get the Facts, we take a look at another government-led initiative to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. Today, the topic is entrepreneurship, the art, and might I say the skill of being your own boss, if that's something you'd like to do. Our guest is Harold Davis, Deputy CEO at the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC. Mr. Davis, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us. It's certainly my pleasure to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're going to jump right into getting the facts.
Sure.
First question, can you provide an overview of the country's current entrepreneurship landscape? Are Jamaicans being entrepreneurial? And I know everybody says Jamaicans always turn them hand make fashion, but it's a pandemic. What are you seeing in the pandemic?
Boy, we haven't stopped being entrepreneurial. That's our experience, really. When the pandemic just hit, there was panic, obviously, and there was a lot of anxiety and doubt as to whether or not now was a good time to be in business. But what we have seen is that JBDC has advocated, and from the pandemic struck, to move from the panic back to your passion of entrepreneurship. Yeah. So really, the Companies Office of Jamaica has recorded its highest number in 2020-21 of persons registering new businesses. So it means that persons are seeing the opportunities and persons are jumping into it based on the opportunities that present themselves. So yes, the entrepreneurial spirit has not died at all, has not waned at all. Right. As a matter of fact, one would say that persons have stepped up the game as it relates to entrepreneurship, but just in a different way. And I'm sure we'll get into that.
Right, we will. You know, that's a very tweetable thing you said, from panic to passion. I love that. So, yeah, man. Have you seen an increase in any industry in particular?
Yes, we have seen increases. Like the pandemic has created new opportunities for everyone, and it has changed the landscape, somewhat changed the market, changed the consumer. And we have seen entrepreneurs who have taken advantage of that pivot or that change in perspective. So we have seen an increase in persons involved in tech-enabled businesses, for instance. Right. We have seen an increase in tech industry businesses. And as a matter of fact, many of them have shown exponential growth in that period as well. And interestingly enough as well, we have seen there is a program that is hosted jointly by the Ministry of Tourism, JBDC and other agencies and Tourism Linkages Council called Christmas in July, where we have a number of artisans showcasing their products for corporate purchase.
Yes, so I've seen that.
Christmas in July happened in July, of course. Right. And this year we saw an increase in entrance. Wow. This year, some 150 entrepreneurs, with many of them brand new products, many of them youth entrepreneurs, were presented at Christmas in July 2020 and that 2021. And that is an increase from last year. So things are going, and people realize that there are opportunities, and no matter what the situation is, one, the pandemic will end, but there are other opportunities that persons can jump into and use as with the pandemic. And certainly gift giving is something that persons continue to do in the pandemic as we know it. So that has shown increase as well, you know what I mean? So yes, we have seen evidence of increases in some area.
Wonderful, I got you. So, all right, you mentioned right at the start, and I wanted to highlight it, the JBDC's advocacy, right?
Yes.
Are there any current initiatives targeting entrepreneurs, especially in this environment where tech-enabled company needs to be a thing for everybody? Are there any particular initiatives you want to highlight?
I'm not sure if Get the Facts have enough time for me.
Give me the cliff notes. Give me the cliff notes. Highlights.
We're always in the space of introducing and implementing new initiatives.
Right.
I want to highlight a couple. Earlier this year, for instance, we launched the cultural and creative industry mapping project, which was done last year. And that signals our passion and our drive towards creating and developing and furthering the development of the creative industries. A passion of ours because a large portion of our clients are in the creative industries, and it's one of those industries that we believe will move this economy forward sustainably. So that is ongoing, and we're going to be diving deeper into that latter part of this year into 2022 as well. That's one. Also, we have a program recently launched that's supported by the ILO that's working with 100 farmers right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And it's about formalizing their operations and moving them into sustainable and profitable business models. And that one is called Formalizing, ILO-sponsored Formalizing of Farmers and Fisherfolk project. Very shortly, we'll be launching our accelerator program for 2021-2022. Listen out for that because that's going to be very exciting. And here we're going to be targeting high-growth entrepreneurs and moving them towards the continuum towards internationalization and soliciting investment and things of that nature for them. Recently, again, remember I tell you we have a lot, but recently, again, we launched a project sponsored by the EU and the CDB, and it's called a Supporting Cluster Project, which enables a number of agro-processors to enter the export market. Those are just a few of the initiatives that we're on now. We're busy, we're working.
I can tell.
Yes. Several initiatives that we can point to.
I can tell. We're heading to our break, but just before we go there, Global Entrepreneurship Week, GEW 2021, is coming up. And you've mentioned the fact that, hey, it's not just one kind of entrepreneur you're dealing with. There's the farmers, there are the cultural artists. Tell us about GED. What is GEW? I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Global Entrepreneurship Week began globally in 2007. JBDC has been focusing on celebrating entrepreneurship in that week for the last 8 years.
Right.
And every year we use that week with a flurry of events and activity, really celebrating entrepreneurship and celebrating entrepreneurial pursuits, really. And that culminates every year with our Boss Man and Boss Woman initiative, where we celebrate an entrepreneur that we have assisted, that we believe have done tremendously well in the period, you know, and we're very proud of that. So it's a whole week of activities from November 8th to November 14th. And this year, the theme is Reboot, Rethink, Regenerate.
All right, Sir Davis. Sir Davis, I want to put a pin right at that point. I love it. Reboot, Rethink, Regenerate. We are going to take a quick break and pick up with some more information from the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC. Please stay with us.
a race against time, to reverse the effects of climate change by one simple action which has positive and enduring effects. That's right, plant a tree, leave a lasting legacy. Join the My Tree Legacy promotion by planting a tree at your alma mater and share your work with us. Submit videos and pictures of you, your family, your friends, and colleagues planting trees. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
All right, welcome back to Get the Facts. We're talking to the Deputy Chief Executive Officer of JBDC, and we've been discussing entrepreneurship. Now, before we went to break, we discussed a bit of what GEW is, Global Entrepreneurship Week, and we're going to pick up right there again, Sir Davis. You mentioned a very catchy theme for this year: reboot, rethink, regenerate. All right, so tell us a little bit more about that. What's the significance of the theme?
Well, listen, 2020, for the last 18, 19 months, we have been enduring this worldwide pandemic, which has caused many businesses to pivot, have to pivot and look in different directions. Some businesses, however, didn't recover from the shock of the marketplace, just completely changing direction on them. So some businesses weren't able to pivot adequately. So we thought that now is a good time, is an excellent time to have businesses kind of refocus on what it is that means to be an entrepreneur, really. And at the core of entrepreneurship is about looking at opportunities, expressing a particular value proposition, solving a problem, and ultimately doing so viably, you know? Right. So we thought that rebooting of that entrepreneurial spirit was critical. We thought that we needed to rethink, and we think that we continuously need to rethink what the consumer is like, what the market is like. All of those things will have changed. So the thinking towards your business has to be new, has to be fresh, has to be 2022 thinking type of thing. And certainly the regenerate has to do with the fact that, look, where businesses are now, the spirit of regeneration has to do with innovation and thinking innovatively, thinking outside of the box, infusing innovation in every single step of your business process, such that what you generate as a product, what you generate as a business will enable you to be sustained in 2022 going forward in the new world that exists. Because let us be clear, there is no resetting to pre-COVID. The economies of the world will not reset to pre-COVID. That won't happen. You know, there's no more that we need to take that out of our psyche completely. What we need to be thinking about is how it is that we use innovation, information from the marketplace, information from the technologies that are available to us to create, to generate businesses, to generate innovation, sustainable innovation that will move our businesses forward, and ultimately that will move our economy forward.
Understood. Now, I am sure this is a question that our viewers have, whether they're entrepreneurs or not. Any success stories and feedback from the 2020 staging that may impact the 2021 staging? You know, people want to know.
I want to tell you, I mean, in the course of last year, 2020, leading up to the 2020 staging, we shared with over 10,000 entrepreneurs through many interactive online webinars and sessions, you know. Right. And that culminated in a way in the celebrations at 2020 last year. The feedback has been incredible in terms of the wealth of knowledge that persons say they have gleaned from these sessions coming up to the week, and of course the week itself. At the week itself, we celebrate, I mentioned earlier, that we celebrate what we call boss man and boss woman of the year. And that is a celebrated, kind of coveted position that everybody, all of our clients and all of our clients to be, look forward to and aspire towards. So the feedback has been really tremendous throughout the year, and certainly zeroing in on that week in particular. The feedback has been extremely good, and we're humbled by it, and that spurs us on to continue and to lift the bar every time. So we're excited about what's going to happen this year. It's going to be even bigger and better.
All right, all right. We're coming down, and I want to ask you this one quickly because I have something else to ask you. What are the plans for the week? If you could just give us the highlights.
Well, there are a number of sessions, and first of all, I want to point you to our website, or your viewers to our website that has the details. It's www.jbdc.net. And the week starts with a business dialogue forum on Monday. On Tuesday, we have two what we call biz zones, which are seminars as well for our entrepreneurs, exciting topics. Right. We have our Raising Capital brand, which focuses on financing of your entrepreneurial pursuit. And by the way, now is a great time to be an entrepreneur because you have that much more financial options available to you. And the week culminates on Friday with our boss man, boss lady celebration session. Right. Did I say session? No, I don't mean party. But I mean a forum that really celebrates what the boss man and the boss lady are, who the boss man and the boss lady are for 2021. And that BOSS, by the way, is an acronym, building opportunities for sweet success for our boss lady, building opportunities for strong success for our boss man. So it's an exciting week. Lots to chew on for the week. Lots of exciting things you want to be here. You want to be involved in it as if you're an entrepreneur, budding entrepreneur, existing entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, growing entrepreneur. Here is the place that you have to be.
Yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that as the encouragement. I love when the evangelists come on and evangelize everyone. And you have evangelized, Sir Davis, from panic to back to your passion. This is the place to be for the entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us.
You're most welcome.
Yes, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there because I think I'm going to attend.
No, you should. I'm looking for you.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone who is watching, this has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Harold Davis, Deputy Chief Executive Officer at the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you, as always, more important information. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching. Take good care.
I must urge all users of cyberspace, do not, for fear of being labeled a victim, refuse to report or follow through the process. Once you think that there is something wrong, seek advice. And the easiest way to get that advice is to come to Jamaica CERT or to go to the nearest police station. You will not be looked down upon for being a victim of cybercrime because it is a matter of when for us all, not if.
To report a cybercrime, call or visit the website of the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team or make a report to your nearest police station.
Cybersecurity trends are evolving, and you need to stay up to date with them. You also need to protect your devices and personal information from hackers while being mindful of suspicious emails and websites. Find out more from the head of the Jamaica Cyber Incidents Response Team next.
Cybersecurity trends, though ever-changing, are a constant in today's society, even more so due to the increased usage of technology to attend school, conduct meetings, carry out work tasks, and basic day-to-day necessities.
There are a lot of trends out there, but as far as the online space, phishing is one of the enduring challenges out there, and the trend these days is to actually utilize COVID-19 resource sites as a platform from which to launch these attacks. They look very much like the official sites for a lot of these companies, and if you're really not wary, you will actually not realize that there are subtle changes such as misspellings, such as a graphic that is not where it should be.
So phishing, what really is it? According to our research, it is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal your user data, including login credentials and credit card numbers. As Lieutenant Colonel Sterling just explained, the hackers can replicate a trusted website. They can even trick you into opening malicious emails and messages. Once you do this, by clicking the link attached, you could very well be giving the hackers access to your private information, so be careful.
Additionally, we've seen an uptick in ransomware, and this is where this usually starts as part of a phishing campaign, and when you have fallen victim, the end result is that the attacker gains access to either your device or your network, and they encrypt your files and ask for ransom. But we're also seeing an increase in cryptojacking. This is where hackers will actually steal your cryptocurrencies and they will take them to exchanges and cash out. So as Jamaicans become more adept at buying cryptocurrency and supporting our own digital currency issued by the central bank, they have to be more wary of some of the pitfalls of cryptojacking online. Now, we have seen also a good trends where the use of HTTPS for web-facing resources has increased by about 174% within the region. We have also seen a downward trend in malware infections because more persons are installing antivirus and anti-malware software and are generally becoming more responsible in their use. The need for security, if you really measure it, is costly, but the existence of a lack of security can be even more costly. Now, for the individual, there are free apps within the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store that you can use to help to secure your devices. And sometimes for a nominal cost, there are some that you can also use that will do a better job. Now, what works for you is really going to be up to what you do online and the devices that you have. But the risk of not having any protection at all is one that cannot necessarily have a dollar value placed to it. If your device gets encrypted by ransomware, what is the cost of it? Do you have backups? So that's another thing that you need to do, to back up your device, not just the settings, but also your data on the device. It is very easy to get pirated software or so-called free software from some download sites and torrents, but usually they come with unwelcome and hidden residents that will take over your devices and will sometimes cause you grief. So while it does have a cost attached to it, you have to do the cost-benefit analysis. What is the cost of not having security versus having security? And I can almost assure you that when you really do it, the cost of security will work out way cheaper than not having security.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come scam. Take time running, because we ready for the ops. Drive up on your block, step out now me block. Cyber take about your laptop, pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Please say you get wet, look out for. Look out for, look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA, MOCA.
Breast cancer is cancer that forms in the cells of the breasts. Doctors have estimated that about 5 to 10% of breast cancers are linked to gene mutations passed through generations of a family. So here's what you need to do. Know your family history. Look out for the signs of irregularity in your breasts and stay up to date with your mammogram testing. If your doctor has assessed your family history and determined that you have other factors, such as precancerous breast condition, that increase your risk, you may discuss options to reduce that risk, such as preventive medication or surgery. This October and beyond, let's think pink and continue to raise awareness regarding breast cancer to protect our nation's women and men. This is where the magazine ends for today, but if you would like to see more content like this, then visit our YouTube channel. We also have all the latest news and updates on our social media pages and our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Audrey Williams. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.